The mission of Equilibrium is really to empower individuals with special needs to reach their highest potential through horse-related activities. What it's doing is putting the children through a developmental sequence, and they might have missed a piece when they were developing as children. And what we can do on the horse is put that piece in and develop new neurological pathways into the brain, which is tremendous. It's tremendous for language development, balance, posture, cognitive issues, and behavioral issues.
Normally they get on from a ramp a few laps of riding just to get them used to the rhythm of the horse. And then what we'll do is we'll have them go through developmental positions. They may be laying on their stomach, they may be sitting forward, backwards, sideways. Any of those positions we might carry out depending on what their individual needs are and what their individual abilities are.
And what is the desired outcome? What are you hoping to gain, or what are you hoping to have the student gain through the process of hippotherapy?
Well, our main goal is to develop their motor abilities. And so what I'm looking for is an improvement in strength, improvement in coordination, improvement in balance and posture. And what we'd like to see is those improvements transition into what they do every day in their daily living.
Do you see a correlation between what you do in therapy and how it affects their daily life?
We do, and we see it quickly.
Take me back a little bit to the time where you discovered horse therapy for your daughter. What were the benefits you found?
Well, the benefits for her in particular has been, and this is a wonderful example, she is now almost 30, and for 29 and a half years, I have had to put her seatbelt on in the car every time we went anywhere. And in order to do the carriage driving, she has to help put the harness on and put the reins on, which is a lot of feeding the reins through together and using two hands. And the motivation of that, because she has to do that in order to get in the cart and actually drive, has forced her to integrate using her two arms and hands, and she can now do her own seatbelt.
I'm Cheryl, Renzo's mom.
Cheryl, tell me Renzo's story.
He suffered cardiac arrest at age 14 with a subsequent severe anoxic brain injury. Prognosis likely to remain in a persistent vegetative state.
It's so hard to believe, seeing the person that we're watching today, that was the prognosis you were given. I mean, how must that have felt as a mother?
It was devastating, of course, but my husband said it really well. At some point, we were trying to figure out how we move forward. He said, our responsibility as parents was to help our son live to his full potential. His potential has changed. Our job is the same. Equilibrium has been the single most important therapeutic intervention that we've done. We put him on the horse, and that was a juggle, but he had no sitting balance. So we were, with him running alongside or walking, trying to hold him on the horse, and I thought, this is crazy. The therapist said he did better than I thought he would. Let's do this twice a week and see what happens. In 3 weeks, he had a sitting balance.
What is it that you'd like someone who maybe doesn't have a need to use an equilibrium, what would you like to tell them about this program?
I would like to tell them, if they don't have a need for it, to consider it as a program to support.
Could you tell us, how can someone help this program? If someone was looking to reach out and help Equilibrium, what could they do?
We are dependent on volunteers. We have over 150 volunteers per year.
What inspires me is to see the smiles on the faces of the children as well as the adults, for when you see what they are able to do, what they weren't able to do before.
It gives back tenfold what we give. I mean, it's just so rewarding to see these kids, the smiles on their faces. It's just such a good feeling. You leave here and you feel like you've done so much good for so many people.
People with disabilities are people first, and they deserve a quality of life just like everybody else. And so that's what I am most passionate about, is trying to improve the quality of life of people with all different kinds of disabilities.
I think Equi-librium is one of the most effective and efficient ways in which to help people with disabilities, no matter what that disability happens to be. I've been doing this 31 years, and every time I work with somebody, I am just blown away with what the magic of the horse does for that individual.
I can't explain. It's enough to make a mother cry.